What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and for the third video today, yes that's right, the third video today, we are bringing you an Eldlich deck with the new Adventurer token engine now that it is here in the TCG. If you haven't seen the other two videos, make sure to check them out. We did one for Prank Kids and another for Phantom Knight, but without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys what we're doing. So starting it off, we are going to be playing 3 copy of Eldlich the Golden Lord. You could technically get away with playing it at 2, but I think because of how the Brave engine functions with this deck, 3 is the better option. And then we do have the Adventurer token engine itself with the triple Enchantress and the triple Right. These are essentially the same cards. Since the Enchantress searches the Right, it is just like playing 6 copies of Right. And of course we have our Fateful Adventurer, the Wandering Griffin Rider, and the Draco back. Now the Draco back is really cool in this deck specifically because you can send it off of the Eldlich, either to send a card using the hand effect or to summon the Eldlich back using the Grave effect, and every time you do it, it will just come back re-equipping itself to the Adventurer token, essentially just letting you get free advantage. Now, this is something that I've been seeing a lot of, especially now with Master Duel, and that is going to be double Lava Golem, but I think that it actually adds a lot to this deck now because you can Lava Golem away an opposing Adventurer token and the Wandering Griffin Rider, or if you don't even want to get rid of the Griffin Rider because without the token the Griffin Rider is pointless, you can get rid of the token and another interruption they have. Just a really good option if you are going second, and it is a level 10, not that you're ever going to put it on your field, but if by some miracle it does happen on your field, it does have synergy with the Golden Lord itself. We are playing 1 copy of Call by the Grave and 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Now Foolish Burial is typically just for the Adventurer token engine because you can send the Enchantress, which will then banish to search you a copy of Right, but it never hurts to put another Golden Lord in the grave either, so there is the utility that that offers as well. We do have 3 copy of Cursed Eldland, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, and that is it for our spells. Onto the traps, we are playing 1 copy of Golden Land Forever, just for the Omni Negate, with 2 copies of Wakero. I've never been a fan of 3 Wakero, I think that you really only need 2. We do have 3 copies of Conquistador and 3 copies of Scarlet Sanguine. Now, for the reason that I think Eldlich is one of the strongest decks moving into the new format, thanks to the Forbidden and Limited list, we have 3 copies of Skill Drain. We're going to have to pretend that this is a Skill Drain, you'll have to excuse me. Nobody expected this card to come back to 3, so I do only have these 2, as you can tell by the mismatched rarities, but we are going to play 3 Skill Drain because with a 25 to 3500 beater on your field, with no effects, there's really not much your opponent can do to stop you. And finishing up the deck, we have 3 Solemn Strike. I think that this is the best Solemn 2 main deck, just because in a game 1 it is the most potent. You will always be able to stop a monster effect. Judgment will probably be in the side for this deck, but if you can only have room for 1 like I do, I would go with the Solemn Strike, and that is the main deck at 40 cards. Let's go ahead and show you guys the extra deck. Now, moving on to the extra deck, we do have a lot of 2-ofs, just because we are playing Extravagance, and the extra deck for Eldlich isn't really as important as some of the other extra decks. So we do have 2 copies of Constellar Pleiades. We do have actually 3 copies of the Super Dreadnought Railcannon Gustav Max, but that's only because I needed to add the 3rd to make up for the fact that I do not have a 2nd Juggernaut Lieb. If I had the 2nd Juggernaut Lieb, I would turn that 3rd Railcannon into the other Lieb. We do have 2 copies of Zeus. This is just so that we can afford to Extravagance 1 away. You know, we don't want to Extravagance away our Zeus, so having multiple copies helps prevent that in most scenarios. We have 2 copies of Link Spider, just to turn any of the trap monsters into a Link Spider if we need to put them in the grave so that they can get their other effect. We have 1 copy of Lena the Light Charmer, just a way, again, to put those into the graveyard, as well as maybe take an opposing Eldlich if your opponent is playing Eldlich as well, or if they're playing any other light strategy, it will help you win climb. Then we have double Nightmare Phoenix and double Nightmare Unicorn to finish it up, and that is going to be the Eldlich deck profile. Now, typically when I show you guys these deck profiles, I like to end on a small little combo just to show you the power of the deck, but unfortunately, being a control deck, there are no combos in Eldlich really that are worth showing you guys. It's mostly going to be, you know, setting 4 and pass, or setting 2, 3, however many pass. So, hope you guys liked it. If you did, you know the deal. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and maybe consider supporting me on Patreon, because for just $1, you can support the channel in a way that I would never be able to tell you how much I fully appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.